always been fascinated by cars, and I think drew them from the moment I was born. I draw them and try to make models and paintings of them to just express the movement and the passion of cars, really. I've been thinking about it for the last 20 years, but I've only been doing this. I had my first show just about 3 years ago. Made the little motorbikes, and I'd made a little Porsche, and I went to a Porsche club meeting, and people really liked them. They look very simple because what I try to do is to get rid of all the detail, because I'm trying to give them a feeling of movement and fluidity, and I think that when you see something that is moving, you don't see a lot of detail. Your eye picks out a few things, and then it makes sense to you, and your brain makes sense of it. It is just me and a piece of clay. I make them in clay, and it's just me interpreting what I've understood about it, really. And then when I've got as far as I can, and I think I'm just about right, I cast it into resin and then paint it and polish it. And then I will work on that to work out how the reflections are going to work, to basically tell the story of the car. That is the Mustang as it comes out of the mould, so it's quite a rough thing. Although this is a fantastic casting with almost no imperfections at all, it is still rough with a sand finish and pieces sticking out all over the place. So that has to be fettled, filed, linished and polished, which is a long process. And so it's very time consuming. Whereas a resin piece, once I've made it, should be able to be produced quite easily. I used aluminium. Most people casting sculptures will use bronze because it doesn't deteriorate, and it's the traditional material. But cars are modern things, and aluminium is a modern material, and aluminium has been used in almost every car that's ever been made. And so I thought that's a much more appropriate material to use. How you receive something is important. If you were getting a present, it's lovely to unwrap it and find a little bit of excitement all the way through. So I had these boxes made that are quite nice, and you have the car sitting in its little silk cushion, and it's a little bit of excitement, and then you sort of get it out and you finally got the whole thing. It is trying to actually show something, not as a static model, but as something that is an emotional experience, something that is moving, gives you the feeling of movement, and that I think in all the pieces is a great challenge.